Have you guys ever noticed how the media always seems to have a problem with success, especially when coming from the Trump administration? They spent months telling us that tariffs would bring the economy to its knees, that inflation would skyrocket, and that working Americans would suffer. But guess what, guys? Even CNBC, the network that practically invented the anti-Trump spin cycle, is now admitting that the numbers are defying their predictions. Inflation is stable, personal incomes are up, and the trade deficit is coming down. Big time. And at the center of it all is Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary who's been taking the fight to critics and backing it up with hard facts. Just this past Sunday, Bessent hit the talk shows and dismantled the left's talking points, one by one. So he's the numbers guy who's turning skeptics into believers, and even the so-called experts at CNBC had to give Trump's economic team some credit. So today we're diving into how Bessent's data-driven strategy is reshaping America's economy and forcing the media to admit they were wrong. So let's go ahead and get into it. My name's Tom. I'm with the Daily Beltway. I'm also publisher of the Illinois Review and a White House correspondent for the Next News Network. So let's get straight to the facts and the numbers that matter most to everyday Americans like us. So Scott Bessent, a veteran hedge fund manager turned Treasury Secretary, is proving that experience and common sense can beat the left's empty rhetoric. On Sunday, June 1st, he took to the talk shows and confronted the false narrative about tariffs, trade deficits, and inflation head on. He's the architect behind President Trump's bold economic strategy, and the results are speaking for themselves. So let's go ahead and check out this clip. It's going to be a little long. I've got a little special treat in the end for you guys, so it's going to be fun. You're going to like it. So we're going to roll the clip. Scott Bessent on Sunday show where he's demolishing the left and showing how amazing Trump's plan is, and he's spitting facts straight to it. Let's see.
We wanted to make sure that there aren't price increases, Margaret, and thus far there have been no price increases. Everything has been alarmist. That the inflation numbers are actually dropping. We saw the first drop of inflation in 4 years. The inflation numbers last week, they were very pro-consumer.
Right. But you listen to earnings calls just like we do. Mm-hmm. You know what Walmart's saying, what Best Buy's saying, and what Target are saying.
But Margaret, I also know what Home Depot and Amazon are saying. I know what the South China Morning Post wrote within the past 24 hours, that 65% of the tariffs will likely be eaten by the Chinese producers. One of the reasons I'm sitting here talking to you today and not at home watching your show is that I was concerned about the level of debt. So the deficit this year is going to be lower than the deficit last year, and in 2 years it will be lower